Once, my grandmother on my mom's side and my dad did not get along. And that's because my dad divorced my mom, and my grandmother is a Scottish immigrant to Canada, and if you don't even know grudge holding. 1,000 apologies for swearing there. I know it's a clean show, it just slipped out, and you guys are the most weirdly tense group of people I've ever met. I've never met a group of people that smile like this. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to point out that the 4 people in the front row, none of you have laughed at the same time. And you must have the most painful smile I've ever seen on so. Did you not want to come here? Is he forcing you? Is this a human trafficking situation? It was your idea. Well, tell your face, madam! You look like you're trying to force out a very spiky poo. That was, what a beautiful reaction. I've never seen someone blush in the dark before. Was that a clap or did someone pass out? And miss, what is your name? Lisa. Very good, Lisa. And who is this gentleman? Joey. Your husband. It's weird to call a husband Joey. Because a husband, that's a Joseph. You know what I mean? He's balancing the budget. He's mowing the lawn. What is Joey doing? Well, he's drunk and he almost drowned in the pool. Thank you for finding your laughter. And how did you meet Joey?
Chemistry lab.
Chemistry lab. Is that a new dating app? You met in college. I assume in a laboratory. Creating chemistry. Are you a chemist now? Yes, very good. I have to say, nothing says scientist more than your very grim smile. And the fact that you were talking to a stranger and you're like, I do not like this. I have a profession where there's very little talking. Mostly you're just saying, can you pass the chalk? I went to theater school. I don't know what happens at a college-level chemistry lab. I assume you're putting a lot of Mentos in Diet Coke. Is that correct? Favorite element on the periodic table, Lisa? Mine, neon. I want to point out Lisa just whispered to her husband after being asked, what is your favorite element on the periodic table? I'm going to assume that the chemistry lab they met in later burned to the ground. So you're a scientist's favorite element on the periodic table? Not that kind of scientist. I'm a scientist for the Vatican. The only thing on our periodic table is the cross. Back to you, Lisa. Have you had some time to think about your answer? Tungsten. Really? A tungsten gal? So rare. And what about the soft? I don't know anything about tungsten, but it sounds like a soft metal. It has the highest melting point. Well, ooh. Why do you love tungsten so much? Is it because you like to melt things, but you want to wait? Pardon me? You could say that. It's very strong. Lisa, has anyone ever accused you of not knowing how to answer a question? Every day of your life. I love your stubbornness. If someone had pointed out a flaw in my life, I'm a weak-willed loser. I would correct it, not you. You just went, that's your problem. Well, no, you would answer it so directly. You would go, problem for you, maybe not. Tungsten. And so how did this happen? There was a Bunsen burner. Joey accidentally lit his hand on fire. And then you would... Other way around. Who else isn't surprised? So you set your arm on fire with a Bunsen burner? I want to point out, this is the most... Wait, what? Lisa? What kind of chemistry do you do now? Does it involve a trailer and... I want to point out, you are a fascinatingly weird crowd. At the top of the set, I said can't instead of cannot, and you guys all went, whew. I just accused a very nice woman of being a meth cook, and you all just went, yeah! I drove in from Escondido to see some meth jokes, baby! Thank you for waking up. Now listen! You know you're killing when you walk on stage and there is a woman who was asleep who's woken up and has an energy of like, I was enjoying that dream. But someone's mentioned meth, can I get a hit? Now. How long have you been married, Lisa? 6 months. I agree, it's always very exciting. Oh, still the first year, you could get out of it. Get that elopement on the phone. The elopement, anyway. Did you guys elope? Big wedding, small wedding, what did you do?
Big wedding, medium.
Oh, okay. There's that answering questions trick again. Big wedding, small wedding, big, medium, small. We eloped, but there were 40 people there. When the priest asked me, do you take this man? I said, sure. I'm just kidding, Lisa. I like how everything else she laughed at when I said that sure thing, she just stopped smiling and just went, correct that. And so when you say medium, how many people? 117. I don't know if you work in an industry that requires precise measurements. I don't want to be Sam Stickler here. But if something is triple digits, that's moved into the big category. How body positive are you, Lisa? Well, he was 350 pounds, so I got him a medium shirt. Joey, I'm going to talk to you because I think your wife is about to have a stroke. How was the wedding? It was great. Do you mean that? Now, when I mean great, I mean did you and her have the day that you wanted, or did you have a day where you purchased dinner and drinks for a bunch of people your parents know, and at the end of it you turned to your wife and went, I'm glad we got to see those people, but if we're doing it again, we're eloping.
It was great till someone stole a car.
That's exactly what I thought. Here is the thing with everyone's wedding, is they always go, it was the best day, and I went, did anything go wrong? And they go, like you wouldn't believe. I want to point out something also about, where did you guys get married?
Outside of Los Angeles.
Outside of Los Angeles. I was about to say this. Weddings in California take such a dramatic left turn because everyone else from the rest of America gets to California and they're all hot. There's legal weed! We can drive everywhere! Can I meet a cop that's beating a guy? Let's go! Like, they're just a bit too amped up. Now, so, just outside of LA, someone stole a car. Now here's my question, and this isn't a judgment of your family and friends, I've just been to a lot of weddings. Was it an outside person who stole a car? Or did someone at the wedding just have 8 drinks and thought, that's my Porsche now? I can from experience. My grandfather stole a car from my dad at my dad's second of 3 weddings. It was the end of the evening. My grandfather was taking me back to the hotel. I was like 14, and he was like looking after me. And we walked out, and there was this beautiful long stretch limo, and it said "just married" on the back of it, and it had cans and everything. And then my grandfather, as a joke, said to the driver, "Who's that for?" And then the driver went, "A guy named Hastings." And then my grandfather got this look in his eye and he went, "That's my name." And he went, "That's me, get in." And the guy went, "Just married." And he went, "Isn't it for the bride and groom?" And he went, "No!" And then we got in, and then the limo driver got in and he went, "I don't think this is correct." And then my grandfather took out his ID and went, "It says Hastings right there. You're looking for Mr. Hastings. Drive the car!" And then as we were pulling out, I could see my dad and his bride come out of the venue, seeing their limo drive away. And it was made worse with my grandfather sticking his head out of the window and going, "Good luck on the marriage! Great car!" Now, so what was the situation at your wedding, Joey?
8 drinks, but a Mercedes.
8 drinks, but a Mercedes. I would like an apology from all of you. Because you didn't believe me when I said it was definitely a guess. I could feel you all go, "Not here in California." "Oh yes, here in California." There is a reason why the Mexican drug cartels have chosen that border for which to bring all of their product across. And that is because every Californian's on the other side going, look, I'm not a drug addict, but I want to try this Adderall. Now, and how'd you guys meet? Chemistry lab. Let's go more in depth on that story. I heard your wife set herself on fire. Wait a minute, how old are you guys? 32. And you met in college? Really just making sure she was the one, hey Joey? How long were you guys engaged?
5 years.
5 years? So you guys got engaged, Trump won, rode out the Biden administration, and then when Trump got back in, you guys went, now's the time. That's wild! 5 years, so how did you guys get engaged? Oh my God, it was 2019. It was before we ever had heard the word algorithm or virus. So what happened? How did you propose, Joey? Did you get down on one knee? Did you look at her right in the eye and go, look, I know we're leaving this lab here in Wuhan soon. I've had such a lovely time making it so that this virus that originally only existed in specific mammals will now cross-pollinate throughout the entire human race. Why? According to some computers, I don't know what happened to that sentence. So what happened? It was on a hike. Beautiful. It was just doing the most California thing possible. Driving to the one hill that a real estate developer hasn't put a condo on. You walk to the top of it to see what the chemicals have done to the plants. And as chemists, you guys must have been so excited, just thinking, oh, this used to be beautiful natural landscapes, and now thanks to people like us, enough things have been put into this atmosphere, it looks like a kitty litter box. And you got down on one knee, and what did she say? That's good. Did you think she was going to say yes? Yeah. Did you have a hand in picking out the ring? Oh yeah, there was a what? A CAD drawing? Thank you very much. I want to say I would feel embarrassed, but she's a scientist and took her 15 minutes to name one element of the periodic table. You could have just said we did a 3D drawing. You didn't need we did a cavity babity. Do they not have those in Los Angeles? No, in LA we have the element of surprise.